Supplementary 2 brought to book written by Madhumita Gupta. This story revolves around Magesh, who is lazy at taking care of his books and belongings, and how his books and belongings feeling so sad, so torn, so depressed of Magesh behavior. So, from this story, you can also learn something that was so good to your life. Let's start our story.
This has got to stop immediately, Justice Mathematics said in a stern voice, rapping the hammer for silence in the court. He pushed back the horn-rimmed glasses up his nose and glared first at Mahesh and then at the crowd in the court. Everybody respected him, even Mahesh, so a pin drop silence fell in the court instantly. Let us proceed, Justice Mathematics said, nodding his head. Your witness, first, he gestured at the Tonam's English. Mahesh chewed his nails nervously.
The entire story had happened in Magesh's dream, in a court where mathematics was the justice. Justice Mathematics was a very strict person who ordered to stop talking immediately. He spoke in a strict way that nobody can argue against, and he had hit the hammer hard, requesting the court to be silent. The justice pushed back the horn rimmed glasses up his nose and looked at Magesh angrily. He then looked at the crowd in the same way. Everyone in the court obeyed his order with great respect, including Magesh. There was an immediate pin drop silence everywhere in the court after the justice's command. He then called upon Miss English as the first witness. Miss English looked torn. Magesh, who was observing things that goes around him in the court, was worried. He started to chew his nail out of fear that something bad might happen.
Your Honor, began the lady, in a trembling voice, when I came to this house, I wore a lovely pink and red dress, shiny and unmarked. And, sir, just look at me now. Everybody gazed at her. Her dress was unrecognizable, covered with ink and grease spots, mercilessly dog-eared and two corners chewed away. She looked a wreck. Tears rolled down Ms. English's cheeks. Offering her a handkerchief, Justice Mathematics asked gently, how did it happen, Ms. English?
Miss English, being the first witness, started to talk and complain about things from her end. When Miss English came to Magesh's place, she was neatly dressed with a lovely pink grey colored dress, and presently she looked different and ugly with her dress torn. She had asked the justice to compare her present look to the newly bought period. When Miss English stood in the witness box, everyone noticed her deeply in front of the whole crowd to the justice. They couldn't even recognize the color of the dress she mentioned during her early stage. The reason behind this was the book cover was spoiled with ink and grease spots. The English book looked damaged. It had the dog-eared marks and two corners are chewed. Miss English started to cry as she explained her situation. Justice Mathematics offered a handkerchief to Miss English to wipe her tears. He then asked Miss English in a soft, kind tone as to what happened to her.
Well, said Ms. English, this boy, she pointed at Mahesh, brought me home a few months back but never bothered to cover me properly with the nice brown paper his father had brought. Did Mahesh not get scolded and punished in school for that? Justice Mathematics inquired. Oh, yes, he was repeatedly, said Ms. English in a tearful voice, but all the punishment and scolding slipped off him like water off a duck's back. Not only did he ruin my looks, she continued, he also ill-treated me.
Miss English tried to control her tears and sniffed for a while. She then replied to the justice. She pointed out Magesh and started to explain what happened. It seemed Magesh's father had brought Miss English to their home a few months back. Magesh could have covered his English book with a proper brown paper, but he failed to do so. Just as mathematics enquired whether Magesh had been scolded and punished in the school for his non maintenance of his English book. Miss English replied to him, yes, in a tearful voice. Though he was punished repeatedly, he didn't let it go as it did not affect him. Apart from the non maintenance, Miss English had also suffered due to Magesh mishandle.
The audience was stunned, ill-treating a delicate creature like M's English. How terrible. Why now tears had started rolling down M's English's big eyes. And stopping only to sniff delicately in her handkerchief, she told everyone about how Mahesh dropped her carelessly, stuffed her anyhow in his crammed bag, sometimes next to the lunch box dripping with oil. Mahesh turned red as many pairs of eyes glared at him. Oh, why had you not listened to his mother, who had told him many times to take care of his books? He was otherwise a good boy and even managed to stay within the first 5 ranks in class. But he was extremely lazy. Mahesh, the stentorian voice of Justice Mathematics brought him back to reality. What do you have to say for yourself? Mahesh managed to mumble an apology. I am sorry, sir.
People were shocked to hear the complaint of Miss English. They were surprised by the fact that Magesh had ill treated such a delicate creature. It was unpleasant for the audience to listen such a complaint. Miss English looked more pathetic. She remained to be in a helpless condition in all these days due to Magesh. While narrating her miserable situation to the justice, she started crying. Tears flowed out from her eyes, from the eyes of Miss English's big eyes. She cried continuously and sometimes stopped to sniff while explaining Magesh's deeds on how he ill-treated her carelessly. He stuffed his English book inside his bag. He had loaded too many things in his bag and he placed his English book next to his lunch box, which was thoroughly wet with oil. He felt embarrassed when people were angry at him for his deed. His mother told him several times to take care of his book. Magesh never listened to her advice as well. Other than this careless attitude, he remained to be a very good boy. He scored well, managed to keep up within first 5 ranks in his class. His only negative thing was laziness. When Magesh was confused and worried about the complaints being poured on him, he did not know what to do. He was immersed in the court investigations that went around him. After few seconds of Miss English's speech, Justice Mathematics' loud voice brought Magesh into the real world when he called him Magesh. Justice demanded an explanation from Magesh's side. He couldn't say anything but mumbled few words or conveying an apology for his deeds.
What do you mean by saying sorry? Screamed Justice Mathematics. You have to undo what you have done. Do you understand? He looked above the top of his glasses and seemed as if he would like to bite Mahesh. Next, he barked at the peon. Mr. Geography stood up shakily and went to the witness box. He was in a worse condition than M's English. He had no cover, the contents page was hanging in on its last threads, but the worst part were the maps. They had been filled in mercilessly with all the colors in the paint box. Yes, prompted Justice Mathematics.
Justice Mathematics was not in a position to accept Magesh's apology. He spoke to Magesh in loud voice. He ordered Magesh to undo what he had done. He looked at Magesh above the top of his glasses with anger. It looked as if he was about to bite him. This same anger on Magesh had reflected on Pune as well. The second witness was Mr. Geography, who looked weak. Mr. Jacobi went to the witness box after Miss English. The condition of geography was even more pathetic and worse than Miss English. The geography book had no cover on it. The content page was hanging on its last thread. Apart from all of these issues, the map page looked more uglier and clumsy because he had filled the map page with all the paint box colors. Just as mathematics asked Mr. Geography to share his issues.
My story is quite similar to M's English's, Mr. Geography said in a broken voice. All my fellow brothers laugh at me whenever Mahesh pulls me out of his bag. I especially envy my brother who belongs to Shobita. She has not only covered him neatly, her handling is so gentle that he always looks as if he has just stepped out of the bookseller's shop, and, he added, she fills in her maps with a pencil. And so it went on with all the books, copies, pencil box, and even the school bag complaining about Mahesh's negligence. They looked battered and the worse for wear. Justice Mathematics' face became dark when he heard that Mahesh tore off pages from the copies to make paper planes. Mahesh withered under his murderous look.
Mr. Geography started to speak in a sad tone. Mr. Geography had undergone a similar issue as Miss English. It seemed whenever Magesh takes out his geography book, the brothers of Mr. Geography laughed at him. Mr. Geography also gave an example of Shobita, who was Magesh's classmate. She gently handles her geography book, and most importantly, Shobita had covered her geography book properly and held it in a better way. Shobita's books will always appear as new, the one that had just stepped out of the bookshop shelves. Also, unlike Magesh, Shobita uses pencils for her maps. Just as mathematics patiently listened to the complaints of Mr. Geography. The complaints had not stopped with Miss English and Mr. Geography, but it continued. Other witnesses like books, copies, pencil box, and even the school bag made complaints on their issues caused by Magesh. Everyone complained about the careless attitude of Magesh. All of them looked worse to use. Suddenly, Justice's face became so dark with anger. It was due to a complaint that Magesh tore off pages from the copies to make paper planes. Magesh turned speechless, totally stuck under his murderous look.
Mr. Pencil Box complained that Mahesh never cleaned it. As a matter of fact, he had covered the court floor with pencil shavings the moment he had stood up as a witness and accidentally opened himself. This was not all. Mahesh chewed him whenever he got stuck for an answer. He pointed at his pock-marked body for everyone to see. The elderly and ponderous Mr. Schoolbag lumbered to the witness box with his broken straps and buckles dragging behind him. I might as well be a sack of cement, he began in a grave voice, as that is how I am treated. Mahesh never packs me the night before as all sensible children do, but leaves it till the very last moment. And then, naturally, there isn't any time to do anything but cram everything in anyhow. With the result, neither my friends inside nor I am happy.
The next witness was Mr. Pencil Box. It seemed Magesh never cleaned his pencil box. Mr. Pencil Box had covered the entire court floor with the pencil shavings while accidentally got opened up. Mr. Pencil Box, while given a chance to speak in the witness box, he started to share his problems on the court. Magesh chewed his pencil whenever he was stuck for an answer. Mr. Pencil Box pointed out the marks on his body to everyone in the court. The next witness was Mr. Schoolbag. He was so heavy and looked more pathetic. The elderly Schoolbag was having difficulty in moving to the witness box as he was too heavy. Due to the heavy weight, The school bag moved slowly to the witness box, with its broken straps and buckles dragging him behind him. The school bag regretted being with Magesh. Magesh always mishandled his bag, and so the school bag was very vexed and compared itself to a sack of cement. It's because he had similarly treated his school bag like a sack of cement. Unlike other children, Magesh did not pack his bag the previous night. He does everything only at the last moment. As a result, he packs up so untidily, with too many things inside the small spaced school bag. And so, neither the school bag nor his friends were happy due to Magesh's worst behavior.
Your Honor, piped a small voice, I also want to say something. Justice Mathematics looked carefully and found that the voice belonged to a small notebook, much in the same condition as others. All right, he nodded, please come to the witness box. The young master notebook marched to the witness box and took the oath. Your Honor, it has become a regular practice and I don't know how long I will be able to bear it. He stopped, all choked up.
Suddenly, Justice Mathematics heard a voice in the court. The voice wanted to convey something from its side. Finally, while looking carefully at the crowd, Justice Mathematics understood that the voice had come from a small notebook. Even the small notebook was in the same condition as others. Justice Mathematics accepted his request and asked the notebook to stand in the witness box. The young master notebook did not even hesitate for a while. He went to the witness box with a determined decision to open out his issues. He took the oath and started to complain about his problems. Firstly, he informed Justice Mathematics that Magesh was doing something as a part of his regular activity, and the young master book did not know how long he could be able to bear it. He stopped and choked up while conveying the message. He was stuck for words and couldn't continue his argument.
Do go on, prompted Justice Mathematics gently. The master notebook got hold over himself and continued. It started a few weeks back. Mahesh was solving some problems in mathematics. One of them was tougher than others and he failed to solve it. Can you imagine how he vented his anger? Well, he threw me against the wall. A shockwave rent the courtroom and everybody started talking at once. Justice Mathematics went red with anger as he banged the hammer loudly, and you could see that he was wishing that the table were Mahesh. Mahesh, meanwhile, stared at his boots. Was he really that cruel? He felt really ashamed of himself.
When the master notebook was choked and became very emotional, Justice Mathematics spoke to him in a gentle voice, asking him to continue with his speech. Then Master Notebook continued to speak. He narrated events that happened a few weeks back. When Magesh was working on some problems in mathematics, he felt one of those problems to be tougher than the other problems. So he did not know what to do while having failed to solve that particular mathematical problem. And having explained the incident, Master Notebook asked the justice as can he just imagine on how Magesh could have expressed his anger. The answer was more pathetic. When Magesh failed to do a problem, he had shown his anger towards his notebook. He had thrown his notebook against the wall angrily. The complaints of Mr. Notebook raised the anger of the audience further. They started to discuss among themselves on Magesh's harsh behavior. Justice Mathematics was very angry and struck his hammer hard on his table as if it was Magesh. Magesh was staring at his boots during the time as he did not have the guts to face the complaints poured on him. Magesh now realized his mistake and how arrogantly he behaved with his books and belongings. He felt ashamed of himself.
I intensely dislike such children who do not take proper care of their books, Justice Mathematics said in a serious voice, all the while eyeing Mahesh sternly. However, this court is different from the other courts. Here the punishment is decided by the victims and we decide by majority if the verdicts are more than one. He looked at all the bedraggled books and notebooks, pencils and pencil box, and the school bag in the court. They, in turn, looked at Mahesh, each and every one of them in terrible anger. Mahesh trembled in his shoes.
Justice Mathematics started to speak after having examined all the witnesses. His anger on Magesh reflected through his hot words while he spoke. He began to talk, saying that he extremely hates children who do not take care of their books properly. He looked at Magesh sternly and spoke seriously. Still, Justice Mathematics did not want to pass on the judgment as their court was entirely different from the of others. In the court of justice mathematics, the punishments are decided by the victims and based on the majority of the predicates if the predicates are above one. Mahesh had not expected this reply. He looked at all the untidy books and notebooks, pencils and pencil box and the school bag in the court. It seemed to him that they stared at him in extreme anger, as all of them had been tortured by Magesh terribly. He did not know what to say, for he realized his mistake. He was worried and became nervous at that moment.
Let us thrash him first and then throw him against the wall as he threw me. This was the master notebook, his voice shrill with fury. No, no, let us all bite him and let him see how it feels to be chewed. This obviously was Mr. Pencil Box. He became so agitated that he once again opened himself and spilled some more pencil shavings on the floor. I suggest dragging him around the courtroom a dozen times will be a good punishment, said Mr. Schoolbag.
First, Master Notebook proceeded to speak out angrily in a loud voice. He suggested to hit Magesh severely to throw him against the wall. Mr. Pencilbox demanded to chew Magesh as he chewed him to make him feel or understand being chewed. Mr. Pencilbox angrily shouted and became so excited that once again the pencil box got himself opened. It made him to spill some more pencil shavings on the floor. Mr. Schoolbag gave the next suggestion. He suggested to drag Magesh a dozen times around the courtroom as he too wanted to punish him in the same way he had suffered. Mr. Geography had given an idea on his part. He suggested the crowd to jump on Magesh together till he gives out loud cries. Having given a suggestion, he made himself ready to execute it by rubbing his hands. Mr. Geography's idea seemed too satisfactory to everyone. This plan looked acceptable to Justice Mathematics also. So he got up from his chair to join the gang. The gang approached Magesh in most threatening way. Magesh had no clue what he do or where can he go to escape from the dangerous situation. Unfortunately, there was no place to run. The scary crowd were almost near Magesh to punish them. Just then, they heard a soft voice in the frightened silence before they touched him. Mr. Geography had given an idea on his part. He suggested the crowd to jump on Magesh together till he gives out loud cries. Having given a suggestion, he made himself ready to execute it by rubbing his hands. Mr. Geography's idea seemed too satisfactory to everyone. This plan looked acceptable to Justice Mathematics also. So he got up from his chair to join the gang. The gang approached Magesh in most threatening way. Magesh had no clue what he do or where can he go to escape from the dangerous situation. Unfortunately, there was no place to run. The scary crowd were almost near Magesh to punish them. Just then, they heard a soft voice in the frightened silence before they touched him.
I say, stop it. Please, do stop. Amazed, everybody turned around, even Mahesh opened his eyes a crack which he had shut in fright. Then the petite Ms. English rose from her seat and spoke to Justice Mathematics in a firm voice. I don't mean to interrupt, Your Honor, it is just that I feel that everyone deserves a second chance and, after all, this is Mahesh's first offense, he deserves a little consideration. Mahesh looked at her in admiration. He could have hugged her. She was the one who had been treated most shamefully by him, and look at her. Standing so staunchly by him. The others too saw reason and slowly backed off, agreeing to give Mahesh a second chance. Mahesh, see that you never ill-treat a book again. Was Justice Mathematics parting short?
The soft voice began to speak. It pleaded with the crowd to stop harming Magesh. Everyone was amazed by the words that belonged to that soft voice. Even Magesh, who closed his eyes earlier, opened it to see where the soft voice had come from. It was no one but Miss English, who took the effort to argue on behalf of Magesh. When everyone was curious to know where the soft voice had come from, Miss English rose from her seat and started speaking to Justice Mathematics in a determined tone. She argued for the sake of Magesh. She pleaded with the justice in a way to pardon Magesh, as that was his first crime. She conveyed her point in an honorable way, not meant to disrespect anyone's suggestion or hurt their feelings. She had put forward her point of view on Magesh in front of court members. Magesh was filled with administration. Magesh was filled with admiration as he heard her voice speaking on behalf of him. He could have even hugged her to convey his gratefulness. In fact, all witnesses, Miss English was the one who had been treated in the worst manner by Mahesh. To his surprise, she stood for him in court with a determined decision to rescue him from the troubles he had undergone. Slowly, the other witnesses were also convinced of Miss English's argument, and they agreed upon her opinion. Justice Mathematics left Magesh without being unpunished with a warning not to ill-treat his books and belongings again.
Mahesh. A hand started to shake him and he jumped. Had the others changed their minds about not punishing him? Oh, Mahesh, do get up. You will be late for school. Slowly Mahesh opened his eyes. Why, he was in his bed. Yes. There was the battered bag on the floor, the books, half on the floor and others stuffed in the bag. But what was this? The English book was lying near his pillow and seemed to smile at him. Mahesh's mother was astonished to see him rushing through the chores and then sitting down to glue and cover his English book that very morning. Next year Mahesh Kumar got the prize for the best looked after books.
When Justice Mathematics, along with the court members, pardoned his mistakes, Magesh was relaxed for a while. He understood his mistake. Suddenly, he heard his mother's voice. A hand started shaking him, calling Magesh. He was confused and suspected whether the witness had changed their mind. He was scared to be punished by them. It was his mother waking him up to make him ready for school. Magesh slowly opened his eyes. He then realized the whole court scene had held in his dream. Though it was dream, it helped Magesh to understand his mistakes. It was his inner thoughts that reflected in his dream and brought out his mistakes. He then noticed his battered bag and half of the books to be lying on the floor. The remaining books had been dumped into the bag. His dream taught him a lesson. He took efforts to restore the mistakes he had committed. His favorite English book was lying on his bed and it seemed to be smiling on him. Magesh's mother was shocked to see him rushing to complete his routine work and sat to cover his English book that day. His day worked out effectively. Magesh could have avoided these mistakes if he could have paid attention to his school teachers and mother. Thought it's not late to fix the errors he had committed. Next year, Magesh Kumar got the prize for the best looked after books.
So, my dear students, now you can able to understand how your books and belongings feel when you are not taking care of them. So, be responsible and be maintain your books and belongings properly. Thank you.